At that time, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva emitted innumerable lights of various colors, including green light, yellow light, red light, white light, sphatika-colored light, golden light, etc. These lights went forth to the frontage of Visvabhu-Tathagata. At that moment the gods, dragons, yaksas, raksas, kinnaras, maharagas, and other people had joined the congregation. Innumerable bodhisattva mahasattvas had also joined the congregation. In the midst of the congregation there was a bodhisattva named Akasagarbha, or Space Store. He arose from his seat, tidied up his clothes, uncovered his right shoulder, placed his right knee on the ground, respectfully joined his palms toward the Buddha, and said to the Buddha, "Bhagavan, where do these lights come from?" The Buddha said, "Virtuous man, these lights are come from a great powerful Asura king's palace, emitted by Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva." Akasagarbha Bodhisattva then said to the Bhagavat, "Now, by which means can I see that Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva?" The Buddha said, "Virtuous man, that Bodhisattva will also come here." When Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva was departing from the great powerful Asura king's palace, suddenly in the Jetagrove garden there appeared some heavenly wonderful flower trees and heavenly kalpataru trees, adorned with innumerable various heavenly treasures of various fresh wonderful colors. Hanging over the trees there were hundreds of kinds of pearl necklace, kausika clothes, and other various clothes. The trunks and branches of those trees were carmine, and their leaves were made of gold and silver. There were also innumerable delicate and wonderful fragrant trees, superior wonderful flower trees, and innumerable precious pools, with hundreds of thousands of 10,000s of multicolored flowers filled inside them. When those things appeared, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva asked the Bhagavat again, "Why is it that Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva still has not come yet?" The Buddha said, "Virtuous man, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva has left the great powerful Asura king's palace, and there is another place that no one can reach, which is called darkness. Virtuous man, both sunlight and moonlight cannot reach that dark place, but there is a wish-fulfilling treasure named Comply Wishes, which constantly emits light and shines. Inside it there are innumerable hundreds of thousands of 10,000s of yaksas dwelling. When the yaksas saw Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva entered into it, they became very happy. With joyful enthusiasm, they ran to receive Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, bowed to his feet, and greeted, "Bodhisattva, are you free from tiredness now? You have not been to this dark place for long." Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva said, "Because I need to save and ferry the sentient beings." Those yaksas and raksas then offered a heavenly gold treasure lion throne to the Bodhisattva and asked him to sit. The Bodhisattva then spoke Dharma for those yaksas and raksas. "You should listen attentively. There is a Mahayana Sutra named Sublime Treasure King. If anyone can hear as few as 4 lines of verse from it, can accept, uphold, read, recite, expound its meanings, and can constantly ponder on it, the blessings and virtues that he gains will be limitless. Virtuous man, I can count the number of all atoms, but virtuous man, if anyone can accept and uphold 4 lines of verse from this Mahayana Sublime Treasure King Sutra, I cannot count the number of the blessings and virtues that he gains. For all the water in the great oceans, I can count the number of their drops one by one. But if anyone can accept and uphold 4 lines of verse from this sutra, I cannot count the number of the blessings and virtues that he gains. Not only that I cannot finish speaking of it all completely in this dark space, even if the Tathagata, Arhat, Samyak Sambuddhas, as many as 12-fold Ganges River stands, all get together for 12 kalpas, and some person constantly offers and sustains those Buddhas with clothes, drinks, foods, beds, soup, medicine, and other materials, they also cannot finish speaking the number of such blessings and virtues. Virtuous man, for another example, suppose every people in the great 4 continents rebuilds the house that he lives in to a monastery, and builds 1,000 stupas with heavenly golden treasures inside. They accomplish all the works in one day, and then make various offerings. However, the blessing and virtues gained by them are fewer than the blessing and virtues gained by accepting and upholding 4 lines of verse from this sutra. Virtuous man, for example, the 5 great rivers flow into the great oceans. The flowing will never end. Likewise, if anyone can uphold 4 lines of verse from this Mahayana Sutra, the blessings and virtues that he gains are like the flowing rivers and will never end too. Then those YAKSAS and RAKSAS asked Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, if any sentient being can write this Mahayana Sutra, how many blessings and virtues will he gain? Virtuous man, the blessings and virtues that he gains are limitless. If anyone can write this sutra, it is the same as writing 84,000 Dharma stores. He will become a wheel-turning sage king who rules the 4 great continents and has unrestricted majesty and virtues. His face will be handsome and elegant. He will be surrounded by 1,000 suns, and all enemies of other directions will naturally acknowledge allegiance to him. If anyone can just keep remembering the name of this sutra, he will be quickly liberated from the suffering of transmigration and will get far away from the worry and affliction of aging and death. Upon his succeeding rebirth, this person will be able to remember his past lifetimes. His body will often have the fragrance of ox-headed sandalwood. His mouth will often emit the fragrance of green lotus, and his body and appearance will be perfect and very powerful. When such Dharma was being spoken, some of those YAKSAS and RAKSAS attained the fruition of stream enterer, and some of them attained the fruition of once returner. They said, Bodhisattva, please stay in here. Do not go to anywhere else. Now in this dark place we are building the stupa with heavenly gold treasures, and are building the walking area with gold and treasures. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva replied, in order to save and ferry innumerable sentient beings, and make all of them achieve the Bodhi way, I wish to go to other places. Then those YAKSAS and RAKSAS lowered their heads individually, with their hands supporting their cheeks. They thought over and then said, now Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva is going to leave this place. Henceforth, who can speak delicate and wonderful Dharma for us? Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva then started to leave. All those YAKSAS and RAKSAS followed him to send him off. Later, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva said to them, you are already far from your home. You should return now. Thereupon, those YAKSAS and RAKSAS bowed toward the feet of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva Mahasattva with their heads touching the ground, and then returned to their dwelling.